Today we're going to be running through what to do with installing a stainless steel snorkel. This applies to pretty much any brand. There will be variants between them, but for the most part, we're just going to show you the things that you should really look out for when installing them yourself. Mistakes made, how to rectify them, all that sort of jazz. Now, first things first, unpack it. Make sure that everything is there. Do not shove your knife, shiv, butter knife, whatever you use. Don't just shove it in there because there are things packed inside of this box, believe it or not. You will scratch them. They're only wrapped in bubble wrap. When you are cutting, like I said before, just stick the tip in ever so slightly. Nice and gentle. There you go. Here we go. Everything good. Even just chuck your fingers under there. Start peeling. Got a bit of a stick up there. Same thing with the sides. Like a little present to yourself. There we go. Oh, look at that. Now we do take every precaution that we can. We have high quality cardboard boxes, packing paper, and the snorkel itself is wrapped in bubble wrap. We all know how courier services are, dropping them from hot air balloons, run them over tiger tanks. When you do get your snorkel, unwrap it completely, check for any major damage. Once your order is ready for dispatch, our packing team will go through, tick and flick the fitting instructions, making sure that every component is supplied. As a general rule, your kit will come with your fitting instructions / checklist, your template, your snorkel, straight pipe, silicone, hose clamps, pinch weld, most importantly, lollipops and stickers. Now we just want to reiterate, take your time, unwrap it slowly. There are multiple layers and they are all intertwined. That's for keeping it safe, making sure there's no damage. It also means that you just have to take it easy. These are the tools that we use. There is a recommended list on the fitting instructions. If you are on a budget, there are workarounds for that. Any hoozles? Let's get into it. First step on the car is to mask your guard. We recommend that you just mask much more than what you need. We do door seals and any sort of nooks and crannies. It just saves swarf going all over the car and keeps everything nice and safe. Better be safe than sorry, you know? This is how we do it and this is how we recommend to do it. There are other ways to do it. It's just completely up to you. At the bare minimum, you want the guard, the pillar and the seals just to keep any nasties out of it. Now the next step is to remove the inner guard. I have a specialized tool for this. You might not have one. Just give me a sec, I'll go get it. Always remember to put your tools away. Don't be an electrician. Oh, mate. You can pick them up at trade tools. Now the next step is to check your template against the car. Make sure you take particular attention to the bolt indicator. Cut out your template along the dark line. This is how I do it. Now every one of our kits uses the very bottom crease of every fender line. So just keep that in mind when you're doing it. You can either use magnets or tape. We use magnets, tape, doesn't really matter. Key indicators are the bolt indicators and the guide line. Line them up. The straight line goes along the guard. Make sure that when you are doing it, use your magnets to secure or tape to stick with the curvature of the guard. Next step is to mark your hole. Make sure that you just follow the template exactly. From here, we take the template off. This is a critical step. It's where we put the snorkel up against the hole, check that it matches the profile of the car. When you're doing this, you need to pay proper attention to the pillar alignment and whether or not the snorkel looks like it fits the curvature of the car. If you can see that the profile doesn't match this template, do not cut your guard. If the snorkel does not match the profile, do not start cutting. Go back, triple check all your components. As you can see, our snorkel follows the profile on the same angle as our inlet tube. That's how you know that it is all good. Now that we're confident that we have the right snorkel kit, the right template, everything is good, we can start cutting. Now we would rather you undercut it than overcut it because you can always take more away, but you can't put it back. We always start with a step drill around about the center, then use our nibbler from there. As you can see, I've left about 5-10 mil the whole way around it. That gives us plenty of meat to get everything nice and perfect. As you can see, we tape up the end of the snorkel to save it from getting scratched when we're offering it up to the hole. Needs more. We always start from the front. Don't touch the back until the front actually goes in. Then we can start trimming from there back. You can see through here, we have contact through there, which means that we can, once again, bring some material out. The rest of it is nice and tight. Throughout this entire process, the end cap needs to stay horizontal. If it's not, the mount won't sit flush. Then from there, you'll end up taking more out of one side than the other, and you'll end up with gaps everywhere. So always pay attention to the horizon. Now that your hole is nice and tight with no uneven gaps or anything, you need to check your pillar alignment. It should be completely parallel with your A-pillar. Now I've got the hole to where I'm happy. I'm just grabbing the stencil again to double check, make sure that I have cut all the way out to the lines and that I haven't cut too far one way, too far the other way. As you can see here, it lines up perfectly with our template. Now that we're happy with the hole position, we go through, clean it up, ready for paint. Now we're happy with the hole. It's time to rust proof it and seal it. I'm using bright pink and a paint pen today just to show you the coverage that you can get with it. Now while you're doing it, you want it to be very thick and nice and even, no spots that have been missed. Even if you need to give it another layer, that is completely fine. You're better off having more on this one than less. Now the next step is to peel the tape off, put your pinch weld on, then double check snorkel alignment. You're looking for pillar alignment, end cap alignment before you go near the nutset. Now we've only peeled off the guard because we're still going to be working on the pillar. So you only want to take off the parts that you're no longer working on, keep the rest of the car safe. When we send you out pinch weld, we always give you extra so that you can lay it over and have a little tail to cut off. This is how I do it, just so it's all hidden once the snorkel's on. Pick a nice straight edge towards the back of the snorkel hole so that the join, even though we try and make it as seamless as possible, is somewhat hidden by the end of the snorkel. Press it all the way in. Nice and tight. Now this tail here, you want to cut it about 5 mil over because they have spines in them and the spines will rust, so you need to cut one out and then pull the spine out. That spine needs to go. Now if you follow the procedure correctly, you should be left with an absolutely perfect hole. Some common mistakes people make are they roll it too far in, leaving a gap up the front here, a gap underneath here, and then your pillar alignment is way off. Same with your snorkel and cap alignment, everything all bad. The other mistake I do see a lot is when they pull it out too far. You'll have a massive gap through the guard, a massive hole through there, and your pillar alignment won't be very good at all. So that is something that you really need to look out for. What you need to do is push it in just enough that it closes up the gap, then walk around to the back of the car, check your pillar alignment and your end cap alignment. If those two are perfect, then you have absolutely nothing to worry about and you can go onto your nut certs. If your snorkel's rolled too far in, your end cap will be very close over here. It will be rolled towards the sky, it will be touching, and then there will be a gap down the bottom. On the other end of the scale, if it's too far out, it will be rolled the other way. There'll be a massive gap here, and for a bonus, a massive gap down here as well. Now take your time, because once the nut certs are in, that is it. That is where your snorkel is staying. For the extra 5 minutes that it takes just to double check, have a look, make sure everything's perfect, it'll save you a lot of dramas down the track. Now I've got it perfect at the moment. I'm going to go through and mark the nut certs, pull the snorkel out, drill them, clean them up, and nut cert them. So the way that I do this is I hold onto the snorkel, open the door, put it down slightly, come around, move up. Just double check that you haven't moved it slightly. Have a look, make sure it's horizontal. That looks good to me. Mark your holes, carefully remove the snorkel. Now be very careful when you're drilling these. Do not over drill it, otherwise the nut certs will not work and your snorkel will not go on. Make sure that you are completely flat on the surface. If you do it on the piss, it will drill on the piss. With the nut certs, make sure that you don't cross thread them because they can be stripped. You alternate between the two. Don't just completely do one up. They need to go evenly. Otherwise you can pull out the nut cert. We use a 2.5mm bracket with countersunk bolts so it doesn't interfere with your door seal. Now there is a bit of give in the bracket, so if for whatever reason you do need to adjust it, all you have to do is put one hand down here, one hand up here, slightly tweak it, no more. Now it's time to cut some silicons. Follow the instructions, but as a general rule of thumb, the snorkel side only needs about 20mm onto it. Now, you've got a few options here. You can use a Stanley blade or a silicon cutter. Because I've got this here, I'm gonna use it. Normally we take the airbox out first, but because I'm showing you predominantly the snorkel side of things, we've left it in just to keep everything nice and sealed. If you want an airbox video, ask for an airbox video. If not, don't worry about it. It's about snorkels today, all right? Instead of cutting the body to get 4-inch through, this is how we do it. You roll it up like a tongue, stick it through. Now for the silicons. Obviously we have the guard on, but lucky for you, we have footage that we took many moons ago with a guard off to show you how it's done properly. Make sure that everything is perfectly aligned and all gravy. Now a lot of people make snorkels. Only one company make these, our water diverter. If you want an in-depth breakdown, click the link and we'll show you how they work. Now trick here, undo all of them before you go sticking them in there. Now get all of the hose clamps on. Once you're up there, slip it through. Make sure you keep the bolt facing down so that you can actually get to it. Now we're nearly done, there's a couple of things left. I need to bring my specialized equipment back out. We're almost there. Now we just rip all the tape off, make sure that you blow it all down, clean all the swarf, anything that might be left in your engine bay, around any crevices, and make sure you do a premium job. That's it guys, snorkels on, silicons on, everything is perfectly aligned, perfectly cut. I hope this has been helpful to guide you through any of your stainless steel snorkel fitting adventures. Now, all you have to do is hit the beach, get some fresh Meredith content if you know what I mean.